Woke up to deposits and it's only 8 a.m. Do it for the fam, I don't do it for the gram. Do it for my daughters, do it for my little man. That's my 2020, reason why I win. Lot of missed calls, looking bloody in my call log. I bet to myself, I'm not sorry that I logged, dog. Check my mental health, I was feeling like a lost dog. Bounce back and wipe my paws off. Get it off the humble and I stick to what I know. Nights on top of nights, long nights took a toll. Took some steps back, but I still get up and I go. And now you know, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it. Pressure on me daily, got the family on my back. Dreams are getting bigger, put the city on my map. World inside my palm, but I'll try not to get attached. Moment that is here, could be over just like that. Fast car, no NASCAR. I was never working hard, I guess I'm mad smart. Top speed like a rocket, it was blast off. 6 figures from my couch without a mask on. Waited for my cycle like a laundry mat. Going to the moon, it's on top and that. 2 straight years of dropping back to back. Epidemic jumping like an acrobat. I'ma make some and I'ma spend it, yeah. New Jeep, no doors with it, no. I won't stop now, who you kidding? Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma send it, I'ma send it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it, I'ma make some and I'ma spend it. Every day I wake up, I'ma send it.
Trade another day.
And you know what? If it doesn't happen, and for some reason the charts change,
Little trade another day.
and tomorrow I'm the biggest bear out there, so be it.
You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play.
Little trade another day. Little trade another day. Little make another play.
Win some, you lose some,
But you little trade another day. Little make another play.
scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
But you little trade another day. Little make another
Is
play.
it the bottom yet? I'm trying to buy out everything. Not gonna get upset. Just pull the trigger, let it bang. When I see a trade, I'm hopping in like a Uber to secure my future. Up early just like a rooster. Eyes glued to the computer, looking for a bag or two. Market cipher on the screen, compliments of trading view. Now I know what I'ma do. Buy low and sell high. Even if you try and fail, at least you didn't fail to try. I don't wanna be the type of guy that let fear win. I'm the one that dives in head first and bust my chin. I know FOMO is a no-no, but I still get it in. Now I can't predict the future, but I know I'm bound to win. Later or sooner, I'll be the big kahuna. Cause I got big kahunas. I was not scared to get money, I took me some chances and now I'm the big kahuna. And if you scared, might as well get neuter. I'ma keep chasing my dreams. Wake up and mansion so big, I need a segue to get from wing to wing. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some, but you live to trade another day, live to make another play. Scared money don't make no money. 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 You win some, you lose some.
Good morning all. Hope everyone is well. Hope everyone is good. Yes, sir. Happy Tuesday to everyone. and let's get it. Let's see what's going on. So just about 10 minutes ago, some action already on the charts here. I was looking at DAX pre-session here, seeing, oh, do we have ranges for today, or are we gonna be stuck? And literally the range I looked at was eaten up in a minute candle here. A bit of news came out here, German Greens co-leader, I am hopeful of defense deal this week. So obviously bullish for German defense stocks here. Let me make sure all systems, one sec, there we go, everything's working now. So bullish for all German defense stocks. So definitely that news event would have sent DAX up, which we saw. I think this was a 75 point candle push here, something like that. Actually 95. So this was a nice LTA for the session, but obviously being eaten up by that news event right now with the original pump there. So we're going to come back to it once it comes down, but let's see what we got going on for the rest of the pairs. So yesterday GJ tried to break out of the range here. Now we did get a nice little push back into this previous resistance, but a lot of choppiness within this type of consolidation, and this is the problem with the GJ range. This is why yesterday I was hesitant to take sells just on this type of candle, because I was scared of this type of price action which happens in a range. You can see up here big liquidity grabs first. Like, you could literally be the guy who takes a sell somewhere up here, you know, takes a sell here, and then you're holding your sell, but then this big liquidity grab comes and then everyone gets cooked. Kind of similar scenario even happened here. Similar scenario yesterday as well, where price just kept grabbing liquidity from the downside. So unless you're really looking for range lows, and even if you are running range lows, it's not enough room. That's only a 20 pip push, so very tough to see that. And then we get the fake out back in the range. Price then pushes to the bottom of the range, and then since there's no pullbacks, this is where people FOMO. They take sells at the low of the range, and of course it fakes out there. Classic. Comes back in the range, fakes out, it doesn't close below, and then I would say this move here is the real move at 2:45 a.m. my time. That is your move where you close below, never break the low here, then create structure, then get your push for about 20 pips, stop loss 18 pips. That's the only move that makes sense. So very tough to time that, right? Very tough to time that. So let's have a look at what's going on now from all of that. So we've obviously bounced from there, and these are pretty crazy market conditions. If we look at even Tesla here, Tesla had a huge day yesterday as well. Look at this dump on Tesla. It's one of its biggest pullbacks it's had. Really, I mean, a little bit of opportunity here, to be honest. If I'm being honest, this seems like some good opportunity to me. Like, this is a significant pullback here. You know, this is like a crypto style pullback. 54% is decent, man. 54% is freaking decent. So definitely some crazy times in the market for a Tesla stock, right? Where, yeah, BTC is pulling back less. Exactly, man. So for, you know, this is, you need to keep your eyes on the market, but in some pretty crazy time. A lot of uncertainty with Trump, and now US calling for a recession, right? They are confirming a recession. Trump is denying the recession. As you know, Powell and Trump are not best friends. The S&P here, you can see, also yesterday, very heavy day. We spoke about in our webinar about the pullback happening, and remember I spoke about in the webinar, guys, about retesting these highs being an option. Well, guess what? It happened in 2 days. So happened in a day and a bit this morning. We've already retested those highs, which is pretty nuts. So we're pulling back very heavy, very heavy. Nasdaq as well, seeing some very heavy pullbacks here, which, you know, long term can set up here, but also followed by crypto following along. Dipped just below a new low this morning here. New low at around 76,500, gunning for that 73 level, you know, trying to reach there. Maybe a small bounce around this zone. Actually, if I'm being honest, I would expect a little bounce from this 4-hour support where we're at right now, which we're kind of playing out already, right? We're playing out that bounce. But let's get back into GJ here. So we're seeing a lot of inconsistency with GJ. Why? because GBP, we saw money flow into the GBP. If you look at all GBP based assets, GBP USD pushing on highs is a 4-hour time frame. If we're looking at, let's say, GBP AUD rallying, GBP CHF neutral. Why? I'm going to explain why CHF is neutral and JPY is neutral. Hopefully that you guys know, but it's pretty simple. If we look at Euro is being stronger than GBP, so Euro GBP should be up. Yeah. So Euro is being stronger than GBP. We'll see the same thing. Euro USD as well going up here. And Euro NZD should be rallying as well. Euro JPY should be neutral as well. There we go. So anything with CHF and JPY will be neutral. USD CHF should be downwards. Yeah. So the reason why is CHF, Swiss franc, is a safe haven currency. So Swiss franc safe haven currency and JPY safe haven currency. So we've had the GBP strong and the JPY strong. JPY has been strong, but also the GBP has been. So this is leading into some of this BS price action. We are still in the last 20 days, 19 days. I think this is our 19 days. We have progressed 45 pips. We are in the same spot since 19 days ago. From 19 days ago, we have not moved. We have not moved for 19 days. We have only bounced up and down for 19 days. So we need progression here. So looking at the daily time frame here, previous daily close bearish at support. So target's been met. We're at the daily support. 4-hour time frame here, also very close to support, but closing bullish. So mixed session bias. Gonna move this, put this a 4-hour resistance right here. So we're sitting pretty close to this 4-hour resistance. If we go down on lower time frame here, can mark this 4-hour support here as well. 4S. Let's mark the daily. Yeah, daily's around the same spot here. So daily time frame giving like that. 1-hour time frame as well having resistance there. So the same resistance on we're seeing. So we could see a bounce out of this zone here. It is possible. Wick fill. See how that looks on 15. Yeah, I would be probably above the 4-hour for now. Now sells is a little bit tough here, I think, at the moment, unless we get a change of structure from the 4-hour, something like that. We could look for sells back into here and see how that goes. So that's kind of going to be the plan, changes of structure only. Below here, yes, but it's a bit deep. By the time we reach there, I feel like it could do this. Now with the 4-hour closing bullish above the 4-hour, there is an opportunity for buys. Not the biggest range, but 19 pips is enough to trade. Now above here to get to the 4-hour, I also am considering, with good structure formed, there is 13 pips to the 4-hour. This could definitely work if we see that come at around 11:30. Would be good to see that type of thing, but we need to see some structure in here would be preferred. If we're gonna have a look at gold sitting at key level here, sitting at this resistance. Let's see the analysis of gold today. So yesterday, again, gold finally made a resolution by breaking out to the bottom of the range, right? We saw gold break out the bottom of the range. We got minimal continuation here. We only got about, yeah, very minimum continuation. 4-hour time frame closing back in the range, but closing below this 4-hour resistance here. So we are closing back in the range. Previous daily is bearish. It is a good bearish candle. It's not a bad bearish, like it's not a very weak looking bearish candle. So this could definitely flip. This could definitely flip for this session. We have to keep that in mind. We could end up selling here. Right now we are in a mixed buy session, so there might be some opportunity for short-term buys. A lot of people are going to try buy into this resistance right here and get cooked, especially with the way we've been closing. The best buys with this one down here. This is a very simple buy here. So let's mark this. What our resistance here we have. 30-minute is lower. 15-minute is here. So we just tapped the 15-minute resistance here. This closed above its current 15-minute range. If you look at this. Full bullish bias. Yeah, you could probably take this buy and get away with it. Right now, no real good. A little bit of 5-minute structure there. It's not that bad. Tony says gold closing above 1 minute could give opportunity. I think he's looking for buys here, so we wish him luck in that. For me, I don't know just yet. Just came to the charts, not looking like definitely not buying at the 1 hour for 7 pips here. So this 15 can be issues here. Let's see where that 5 rejected by body basis. Lot of wick rejections from here. One more wick rejection just now, you know. So yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with that. But that range here could be definitely issues for sure. Definitely issues. If it can give me good wick, makes sense. If that's what you want to do, if that's your plan, then you have to give it. But for me, I've explained why I would be hesitant towards that. But if that's your plan, I can't put you off your plan. I can only give you the information. Gold fake out liquidity, get outside the range to the upside. Yeah, we saw that as well to the downside. I think gold would sell. If gold is to sell today, probably would sell below that 4-hour support. You know, would be the safest place to sell. Is below that 4-hour support. 1 hour candle is coming in here. We'll see how the 1 hour candle closes. You know, obviously you want it to close above the range. Not closing above the range will make it tough. I mean, the where we're buying into right now, this was the buys down here. Very simple buys in my opinion. These ones here, these are very easy buys. Nice huge bottom wick, close above, liquidity grab, break the high. Yes, for 15 minutes you're a bit stuck. It's not doing much for 15 minutes, but it didn't close bearish back in the range. So it would be pretty easy to hold that because, you know, you put stops below here, 33 pips. You have a target here of 36 pips. It makes sense. It makes sense. These are the buys, especially once you get that 1 hour close there. That 1 hour close is very nice as well. Is that 4-hour support still valid? Not really, because it's been crossed through twice. Now it's just going to be a 15-minute support, a little bit higher. But if you look at the 5, you'll investigate this has been rejecting from there. So if you're going to take sells, you probably want it below the rejection. So if we didn't see rejection there, no point of leaving that line on. But we're seeing rejection anyways. Just going to leave it. Can be moved a little bit higher here. But I'm just going to keep it as a zone because it is relevant in the sense. It is relevant in the sense that this is the previous range. So if we get bearish, we're going to close back outside of the range, you know. We're going to close. It's also below key level. Yeah, a little bit below, about 10-ish pips or something, 9-10 pips there. So plan for gold today is going to be to see how price reacts at this current level. This has been a very difficult spot for gold in the past. You can see how gold has found many supports above here, many rejections. So there's a lot of liquidity in this zone here. If price wants to reject it, we'll do it from there. If we can start to create structure around 11 a.m., I don't want to trade early and get cooked here, then I would be able to take buys here, especially that this is the second breakout of the day. I don't like taking second breakouts of the day. You know, I can't take second breakouts of the day at this time. It's just not proven. First breakout, yes, but second breakout, tough, you know, because this is the first breakout was down here, now second breakout. So when we're coming to the second breakout, you know, we need to be careful, of course. So gonna see how that ends up forming and then take it from there. What's daily bias for gold? It is actually mixed bias today, so this could end up rejecting and we might be able to look for sells. But in order to see a sell, I would need to see probably price minimum getting back below 99 here. Maybe you could sell back inside the range. It's not a crazy thought, especially if we start rejecting. But healthy 5-minute close for continuation. Just very interested to see how we react in about 7 pips from here. 7 pips from here. Let's see what ends up happening. And then we take it from there. So having a look at DAX. DAX here is also interesting. So let's start on the daily on DAX here, guys. Daily time frame is retested practically daily support. We kind of have this nice higher low pattern forming. This could be some great opportunity from this zone. Only issue is we've kind of played out the move with this news that came out this morning. But I was actually contemplating higher time frame trades from this zone, but the 4-hour close a bit deep for to grab an entry there. But check this out on 4-hour. We reach 4-hour support beautifully. This 4-hour giving us a good good closure here. Now, is there a possibility we can roll over and make a lower high instead of making a higher low? Yes, it is always possible for that to happen. But it's really the only way you can predict that, you know, something like this where it makes a lower high. We could have one more lower high. First of all, I like how we just have these higher lows and how we're at the bottom of the range. So this gives me more confidence for upside. But let's say we were getting towards a level like this and we see weakness, then I'll be like hesitant buying at this level until I see structure above, because I know that maybe that's where the lower high can come. So that's how you avoid being in that situation where you get stuck in a lower high by just avoiding the zone, right? You avoid trading at you know, certain zones, and obviously our next zone is going to be that 4 hour there, which is a little bit above this one right here. This one right here. So we're going to see what happens at that level. We're approaching a 1 hour. Now, the unfortunate thing here is if we look at our LTAs for the session, we had a very nice LTA here. This was kind of the zone we were looking to capitalize off, this zone here. But we had some news this morning. If you're just tuning in, we had German Greens co-leader. I am hopeful for a defense deal this week. A lot of craziness going on in the markets, like I showed you, with Tesla down 50% now, which is massive. And you know, this type of defense deals is going to be inherently bullish for DAX. If the deal gets called off, this will be very heavy selling pressure, because all of this is, the deal is not done. Remember, keep this in mind. Market participants are trying to predict a deal being done. The deal is not done. There's no money flowing into these companies. There's nothing. So it's just based on prediction. If the deal gets called off, all of that selling pressure will come back in. People will remove their hopes from the DAX here, right? And, you know, it's very hard to fully be, you know, what do you call it, predicting if the deal will go on or call off as a retail trader, you know. But this was the LTA I'm looking to capitalize for the session, which the news filled. The next real LTA is not all the way above that 4 hour resistance, is the next real clean LTA we have. Between, we have some very little LTAs. So either price pulls back and creates us zone to trade, or we'll have to be taking, unfortunately, the riskier trades, trying to scalp in these small LTAs, maybe getting from this spot to this spot about 31 points, and from this spot to this spot around 40 points. Now, if you measure them, 40 points, 31 points, they're not crazy. They're not crazy in terms of too small, like 10 points, 12 points. That's obviously untradeable, but it is going to make it a little bit tougher, because we will need good closes, of course, not to eat up those zones. Whereas obviously in a zone like this, where you have clean candle zone about 135 points, even if we're closing a little bit deeper, you still have so much room. You have margin for closes, structure to be formed, etc., etc. So it's exactly what we want to see. Is we want to see either price now form that type of support. Now, what I'm interested to see, which I have not found a pattern yet in DAX, because obviously I have not been in a situation trading DAX where defense stocks are benefiting from what's going on. But what we noticed last time is up here we had defense stock talks. All this area here was about defense stocks. This was all defense stocks. We resolved it by going down. So it was not a full bullish move. Same situation here. We might see the news retraced here first. So that is definitely something we might see, where the news gets, this is the news candle right here. We might see the news candle retraced and then come back to it and see, okay, do we get the bounce? Now that would be good, because that would create an LTA moving down, right? If this retraces the news, it will create for us zone to trade. So both ways is pretty much okay. The other thing I have to keep in mind is, yes, daily is bearish. There is a technical chance that price does actually start to trend down. This could be the liquidity grab up. We could start to move bearish here. What would I like to see bearish? I would like to see change of higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Let's see. Does that change? If that changes, we could start to say, hey, maybe some downside is ready for DAX for this session. And that's the analysis for today. That's what I'm looking for today on the charts. That's what I'm doing. That's everything together. So I appreciate you guys all showing up. Make sure to leave a like on the stream. You guys know the drill. 300 of us in here. Get the likes up to 150. Would appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Defense stocks like Lockheed and Martin. That is a defense stock. Yes, but that is not the ones that are in. Not the ones that are in Germany, but yes, Lockheed Martin. Yes, these are the companies. BAE, yes. BAE is massive. You can take a look at Leonardo. That's a defense stock as well. Rain Metal is in DAX, yes. So we tapped that 1 hour. We're getting small rejection from the 1 hour. We're gonna see if it can push through or not. If we came back in the range, grab liquidity, we could have got the wick fill here. Check orange juice, looking good. Let's see orange juice futures. See what's going on with the orange juice. Nah, it's not looking that good, man. Just closed on a new low. Orange juice looking like it wants to dump here. Shit, man. Can you believe? Look at the history of this. Oh, rug pull. Oh, whoa, what's this? Yo! Start off at $1 million? Shit, man. Who's the guy who bought here? Who's the guy who bought here? Yeah, that's just random. Don't worry, guys. But look at this shit, man. I'm telling you. This shit doesn't make sense. Let me show you something, guys. I'm telling you, poor guy. Look at this. The history of this has been good. Pump. This thing has only gone up. When my man buys, my man bought here. 53k on orange juice. Lost, bro. So orange juice not looking too good at the moment. Good day. Love the streams. Regardless of your edge, you should be able to digest other info and not let it ruin your overall edge and psychology, in my opinion. Thank you for the streams. When have I let it ruin my psychology? I'm always up for people discussing things, brother. Don't know where that's coming from. Maybe you're thinking about, we're talking about orange juice and I told the guy I don't think orange juice looks good. Maybe that's why. If you don't know, orange juice is a joke on this stream. Where did your money go? In orange juice, man? And imagine, bro, imagine. Such a shit situation. I just bought some orange juice. I bought some yesterday from the shop. And I'm losing money on that, right? I'm losing money. Look at orange juice future. I'm losing money on my own orange juice. It's okay. It will be digested, so it will all level out. Don't forget, we have our giveaway at 600 viewers. You guys are saving me money not reaching there. We need to track the price of orange juice. Does actually real life orange juice change? On a serious level, I couldn't find a fundamental reason behind the drop in orange juice prices. Retail price of oranges going higher? Bro, I'm telling you, maybe it's an opportunity, bro. Maybe it's an opportunity. Oh, man. Who remembers this? Shit, man. What time London open? Don't shout, brother. Don't write caps, brother. Why are you shouting caps? Okay, I'm not gonna answer this question. Man's just shouting in chat. Man's just shouting in chat asking me about what time London opens. Brother, the times changed in US. Use Google. US does not affect London times. London times will change later. So US is 1 hour earlier. Harry, you don't feel sore after hitting the gym or next morning that you consider that you didn't trade well or not? I mean, I think most people should be feeling sore after the gym. It doesn't necessarily equate to more muscle growth because remember, muscle growth comes from recovery. You don't build muscle in the gym, you build muscle recovering from what you do in the gym. So very important to understand that. Now, most people don't trade hard enough, so I need to say that you guys need to be feeling sore because most people are not training hard enough. My cap's not working, my keyboard is broken. Damn, everyone must think you're shouting at them. There must be another key you can use to remove caps lock, right? Like, come on. Has to be another key. I bet if I Google search now, he just removed caps lock. This guy is BS, bro. He wrote lol not in caps. This guy's getting a 5-minute ban. I'm telling you, bro. Get this guy out. I'm serious. Yo, Sil. Hope you're well, brother. US 30 looks cleaner than DAX. Yeah, but US 30 is a US based indices. Best to trade during US session. Do you have a mentorship program? I have a group, so it's a bit more than a mentorship. It's more of a community. We learn together, trade together. It's everything, not just like a one-off mentorship. Better. Is it paid? Yes. My time is paid for. Can you explain how your session bias indicator works? Does it determine the bias based on yesterday's data and the last 4-hour candle close? Yesterday daily close and last 4-hour daily close. That's it. Peace out, Harry. So good that you're staying consistent. Yeah, Rolling J, you've been here for a while, brother. This man changed my life. Nah, you changed your life. I maybe helped you in the process, brother. But you made that change, right? Good to hear you're doing well, though. I like to hear that, brother. I like to hear that. Have no plan to enter gold? I have plans to enter gold, yes. I have plans to enter gold. But this is 1 hour level. I'm telling you, this 1 hour level is no joke. You can see the reaction from it. So once we get above it, we should have better price action above it. I'm kind of hoping for... right now, this 5-minute structure is creating... It's quite nice, the way we're creating it. We're about to flip. I kind of prefer if this 15-minute closes bearish, if I'm being honest. Let's mark this 1 hour level pretty accurate here. Technically we didn't tap it fully, eh? Technically we have room, so I expect it to be tapped properly first. On 30-minute it looks great, right? 30-minute looks really good here. Right in the middle of that, there's a 4 hour. No, there's no 4 hours. Next 4 hours up here. All of this stuff back here has already been crossed through. Next 4 hours up here. Your DAX spread goes down after London or Frankfurt Open? Frankfurt Open, man. Come join the group. It's worth a lot more info and more depth if you have a community besides Harry helping you. I appreciate that, man. Setup 3 forming. Yes, setup 3 would have made sense. See if we could have got a push through. So here's that test of the 1 hour properly now. See how the 5 looking here, about to close 1 minute above. I feel like 5 is a bit aggressive for me. And why? Maybe that would be an option. We have the 1 hour close and a 5. We just tapped this one, right? Yeah, it's interesting zones. Why can't we be here for London? This is where we need to be, here. Then London comes, pull back, and then we close above in like this time and go. I see market slippage getting bad to worse. I'm not experiencing that, but if you're trading during these times, realize, depends on what you're trading. Realize what you're trading, and it's a lot of volatility and random moves happening in the market. So liquidity providers are removing liquidity. Speaking about that, let's have a look at spreads. They're not bad, so they're not removing too much liquidity here, to be honest. See how DAX is doing here. So we're trying to create a support on DAX. 5 minute close below. So this is where everyone gets faked out, you know. Pretty classic. Sell that. This is what I mean. You're talking about the LTA? Yes, there is an LTA there, correct. Till the 4 hour, yes. How do you balance the psychology of live trading and not letting chat mess with your overall perspective of PA? Because I don't really take what they say to heart, because it's like it doesn't make sense in my head if I don't know the probabilities behind it. You could give a massive reason as to why I shouldn't be doing what I do, and I might still be right from my part, and then you are right a little bit later. So the thing is that I understand that's how the markets work. There's been so many times people in chat have said, don't buy, you're buying the highs, and I win a trade and I get out. 30 minutes later, it starts to dump. But the time I took the trade, it made sense. You know, and that means that they weren't necessarily wrong, but I was also right. And what happened first is my move happened first. And that's me being a price action trader, is I'm trading what's in front of me and not really trying to predict what's going to happen all the time, you know, predict the aftermath, you know, because then if it does start rejecting, I can then in mixed buys look for sells, right? So I could technically take both buys and sells in a session, although rare, because why is it rare? Mostly in a session, we get one side of move. Keep an eye on GJ here. Might want to push through these ranges. I just don't like GJ price action since the beginning of the year, if I'm being honest. Like, I want to avoid GJ as much as possible. Since the beginning of the year, how many GJ trades have I taken? Let's see. Until we get clarity. Until we get clarity. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trades. 4 trades on GJ. We have 1 win, 1 loss, 2 loss, 1 break even. So... two eyes, 1 for DAX, 1 for gold. Yeah, it's just until we get clarity of yen strong, GBP weak, fine. GBP strong, yen weak, fine. That's when GJ trades like a beast. You guys will be cooking on GJ. So easy to trade GJ in that scenario. But when you have GBP strong, yen strong, it's a mess. Liquidity grabs up and down, manipulation. It's a part of a market cycle, but you know, that's how it is. Harry, yesterday NY session gold moved down, made sense, but it made the move much later, so I got stopped out. Then I revenge traded GJ buys. I learned my lesson for real. Yeah, I would say if you get stopped out at your on your original idea. So you took sells yesterday on gold, so I'm assuming you took sells somewhere here, but got caught up in this choppiness. Now, yeah, you can get caught up in this choppiness. You know, it is definitely something that can happen since you're not trading the breakout. I would have said this is the entry here, in my opinion. Also pretty late 20-30 here. So that's it. You know, I would say that the number one thing is, look, you entered early, it chopped, you got cooked, probably with this liquidity grab, I'm assuming. And then after getting cooked, you revenge traded. That's the only problem with that equation, is you revenge traded. If you didn't revenge trade, it would have been fine. Harry, would you like to analyze yesterday's trade on GJ? We analyzed it beginning of stream. Were you not here? I like to look at the plans though. Just have a look at the plans. I want to see what people are looking at here. See here. First plan I'm seeing from him. Nice. Let's see how he sent. Markup looks good for someone new sending a plan in the group. I like that. He's looking for sells on gold here at the time. Now, my only thing here is, to be honest, your time you sent the plan is fine. You don't have a buy plan. In mixed bias, you have to have a buy. You don't have to, but I think today there's an option for buy plans. At the time, you would have made a plan for buys above this high here at the time. But the sell plan does make sense, correct? But try to say what? So what? If price just dumps below here, you're taking a sell? Start to add more detail, and I'll show you what I mean by more detail. Same thing with here, I need more detail. What are you looking for? What's set up in here? Are you need a retest or you don't need a retest, you know? What is a retest? Like, this is what we need. So just say setup 1. Setup 1. That's all you have to write. Setup 1 below here, right? Same way I write my plans. Same thing here on DAX. This would be a good plan. Look for buys above here. These buys, again, this is not really a good plan. What about this resistance? What about that resistance? Pretty random. Imagine I had to follow your plan and you were just saying take a buy here, and then I lose because it rejects this resistance and I get stopped out. So imagine that, because guess what? I don't have to trade your plan, but you will have to trade your plans as well, right? And make sure that you're comfortable with them. So this would be better. Structure closing below, could look for sells mixed bias. Structure closing above. Like, that's as simple as it needs to be. That small detail will make you confident, because now you can't break your rules. If you wrote down on a piece of paper that you have to wait for structure and a close above, and that does not happen, guess what? You break your plan immediately. So when we are trading, and I explained, like in the beginning of the stream, I explained my plans. When I explain my plans in the beginning of the stream, if I don't respect that, today I've done something bad, especially when I lose against that. You know, I have to respect that. Let's see, gold close here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this. I told you that 1 hour level. Those who doubted me on the 1 hour level, look at this. This is what I'm saying. Buying before is going to be tough. People not believing me. Man, gold's going to push. Gold's going to push. Look at the reaction from the 1 hour level. I'm telling you, that zone is tough. That zone is tough. So even if you were to take trades from down here, perfect wick fill, you're not getting enough. Very tough zone. It's not, you know. So now we can look for opportunities back up, or gold might want to start to sell off, right? So let's continue with these plans. Oh, new chart color for Moritz here. I quite like it actually. I like the colors. This is pretty clean, man, this chart colors. I like it quite a lot. Yeah, it's sick, man. Pretty clean, that. Nice blue, interesting gray. So you're looking for pullbacks to come down. Yep, that would make sense at the time. Structure for buys at the time. Yeah, see, whenever thing changes, like maybe try plan just a little bit later. Would be better for you guys. Yeah, this would have been easy, huh? Set up 3 buys. But again, bit early. So the plans changed. We got a bit of news. Looking for buys above the 4 hour. Yep. BE on there. Yep. Agreed, agreed. Sells below the range. Good. I'll just try to say I'm going to wait for some sort of setups inside of the range potentially. We always want to try take a trade earlier rather than later. Can't see a plan after this push. Morning clean areas, downside, wait for Harry's analysis. There we go. When in doubt. Whose charts are these? Nice. Looking for, this is also interesting colors. Buys above there would make sense. More sells, yes. Oops. Mixed bias. Correct at the time. So at the time these were good, but you see how you'll have to adapt your plans when price action moves. Buys with structure above there can be at 4 hour. Yeah, you could look to trade from there to there. Unless you get to there, yes. Yes, at the time. Structure and then buys to 4 hour, yep. Buys above key level, tough. I'm not seeing these 1 hours marked, guys. I want that 1 hour marked. Yes, you have that small range. Yes, this small range we have. Now this sell, no, not yet. Yes, change of structure we need. Full change of structure. All right, beautiful, well done. Yeah, what happened with MicroStrategy? They own about 500. People shouldn't worry about. What are they saying? Plan to buy 21 billion more Bitcoin? He always says this Michael Saylor is off his head, man. This guy's... he's off his head. Always this guy just buying up. He also wants to take losses so he can offset his taxes. Through BTC degen, let's have a look at this. Looking for buys above here, 15-minute time frame. Be careful of these wicks and you add daily resistance. So you need something above daily resistance. Buying at daily resistance is a terrible idea. This is EU, right? Yeah. So you did get your close above there. Let's see where the daily is. Yeah, you want to get above that daily resistance. 4 hour time frame did close bullish here. We're in a tricky zone on daily. We could definitely push up through this zone here, but it is definitely getting towards the more side of the end of the move. Sometimes it likes to grab liquidity from the highs, dump back in. That's what EU likes to do. So I'd recommend look for structure and then take the buy. Structure, then take the buy. Maybe get above this 5-minute resistance here. You can have confirmation. And then that's it. You're just ignoring comments. No, I'm reading my Zoom chat, if that's okay with you, bro. Very sorry I have to read Zoom chat. So if you keep typing and I'm reading Zoom chat, then guess what? Your messages goes up and up and up. Hi, bro. One question. You have setup 3, but max, but in the max you have 5-minute resistance as well. Wait for close 5-minute candle, enter 15-minute candle, setup 3. No, if you have 15-minute candle confirmation, then you can use 5-minute for better entry, you know. You can use better entry. What are you asking anyways? Let me scroll up in chat. You're asking to analyze BTC. We did in the beginning of the stream, bro. That's even the sad thing here. That's the sad thing. We analyze BTC. Right, DAX moving down. So now we're getting proper change of structure here. Is there a sell opportunity is the question. $15 candle in 7 minutes. Are you thinking of buying GBPJPY? Not just from here. I'll probably need it to get... this is good structure though. So if it can get above 190... 190 I will be interested probably. I'll be hesitant though, just with GJ overall. Good news, the like button works. I appreciate you leaving a like. Appreciate the support. Yeah, goal is to get 600 viewers. Bro, choose one, bias or structure. I choose bias every day. No, not even need to think about that for 1 second. Not even need to think about that for 1 second. When you have 1 hour level, do you look for 15-minute close of 5? And if 15-minute, you ignore the 5-minute stuff? Yes, exactly. Exactly. Do you play any video games, bro? What's hair bear, bro? Don't start any sus shit, man. I'm telling you from now. I'm telling you. I do play some games. 1 game only. One game only. Counter-Strike. Yes, sir. Counter-Strike. 1v1 me, $1,000 right now. 1v1 me, $1,000. Who wants to take it? 1v1. I'm telling you. I'm not playing here. I'm not playing. 1v1 CS. I'm not playing. Oh no, now Philo is on some you'd get cooked. Guys, you be careful, man. You be careful. I'm telling you. You guys be careful. I'm telling you, you guys be careful. We carrying the teams, bro. We carrying the teams. 32 kills, man. 16 average on the thing, man. We're playing. We're not joking, man. 32 kills, man. I ain't playing, man. Carry the whole team here. I like this guy's name. This guy's name is Pips on steroids. That's good. Pips on steroids. What face it level you are? I'm on losing streak, bro, and face it. Got fucked. Now they deranked me to 6. But they put me in lobbies with level 10. Makes no sense because that's where I used to be. So now, look at this BS. This is the BS. I'm telling you, this is the BS. Because they put me in losing streak, this algorithm. And they put me in lobbies with level 10. And then I get D-ranked. It's like, how does that make sense, bro? Look at this shit. I'm level 6. They put me in lobbies all level 10s. They give me shit players in the teams. Level 9, 9, 10, 10. They D-rank me. Such BS, man. These two guys, they don't even frag. All I hear is excuses. Bro, I just showed you a 30 bomb. I just showed you a 30 bomb. World is not against me. I just need to carry even harder, bro. That's it, man. If you carry harder, you're fine. But they put me on losing streak, bro. I'm telling you. You invest in CS:GO Nice? No, I have CS:GO Nice. Is that CS 1.6? No, this is CS2, man. CS2. Ready to win 1 free year of the exclusive? Let's go. I reckon you got one heck of an inventory from the skins you got the CS:GO days. Everything went up. Yeah, man. It's really did go up, man. Yeah, 2x. I mean, I have some nice knives, you know, karambits, which are very expensive knives. Back in the day, it was not that expensive, and now it's definitely gone up. 5-figure freaking inventory now. But yeah. Valorant, don't say I'm gay. Man, scared. He has to tell me not to tell him that. Well, I didn't say it, you said it. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, gold is trying to form some sort of support here. We're gonna see how that ends up forming overall. Looks like a consolidation. I still quite like the buys above the 1 hour resistance. We have this LTA here. I'm not too worried about this zone here. Because this, like I said, the 1 hour is becoming the problem. See how DAX is doing. DAX is still making up its mind whether it wants to go up and down, up or down, sorry. I wonder if we have enough range here to catch a little bit of a scalp. 22 points, it's not bad, man. It's not bad. It's 22 points is enough at least to get to break even. Now, the sad thing is if it gets 22 points and then rejects. See on 5. I mean, it's enough. It's enough. I'm tattooing TS exclusive to get a lifetime. Stay tuned. Shit. I won't tattoo TS exclusive, man. Problem, our candles are 50 points. Yeah, but we just expect volume to push through. The point is I'm just looking for something to just allow me to at least get into a profitable position instead of buying at resistance and then make a decision there. I mean, it could be, again, extremely boring and push 22 pips, reject, and then we're back at break even, which is just like womp womp situation. Really a womp womp situation. With that tattoo money, you could probably get real TS exclusive lifetime. Yeah, tattoos are pretty expensive. Add my CS, brother. Get good at the game, then tell me to add you. I'm not here to carry you. Don't give me hope. Is my dad using the account though? Bro, I'm not gonna play with your dad, man. I can if you want though. Harry, untie your hair for the stream. Do it for Dax. Are you gay or something? You need to see my hair down or something like this? I'm just joking, bro. Don't cry, really. What games you currently playing? Just CS, man. I only play CS. Only CS. I don't have time to play other games. I play like only weekends mostly on CS. Or whenever I have free. You know, CS serious game, man. You need to have warm-up routine. You know, you need to have warm-up routine and you can't open the PC and play. You playing for fun or money? What money in CS, bro? No money in CS. No money in CS. Play for fun. Not fun. I'm losing my mind, bro. I'm losing my mind on the game. Play live on stream? Okay, we'll do a live stream CS session. I don't know. Maybe... Yeah, we'll do one. We'll do one. A streamer got sued because of not giving $100,000 if you tattooed initial on the forehead. I saw something where the guy put the initials on his forehead. Didn't he literally show up to the place as well? I saw that, you know. I saw that. Guy looked like a... You know, guy looked like a full... Poor guy, bro. Yeah, radio station, man. It was at a radio station. I saw that, Dave, yeah. I remember that was a while back. Sells on GJ. I mean, it's not mad, eh? It's not mad. 10 minutes for this candle to close. Oh, shit. If we can break below this 5-minute structure as well in 10 minutes here, I think it could be an option. I just worry about this support here, but we've tested it, so that's quite nice. What are we looking like? Stops would be about 27, have about 36. It's enough. It's enough range. CS is a good game. Yes, it is a good game. Remember the good old Aztec map? There's still, it's called Ancient. It's called Ancient. The map is still played in the competitive pool. It's called Ancient. What do you think about SMC strategy? Have you tried it before? I have tried it before. I never found success. I found you're spending more time trying to learn and grasp all the concepts than actually apply it on the charts. Which is why it's a great product to sell for people, because you can keep selling information. But you can watch this video after trying 5 Forex strategies. This is what worked. You could also watch price action versus ICT. If you want to add some controversy. But guys, yesterday I posted a new video about daily bias. It's a common question I get. A lot of people ask me about daily bias. I put it in a new video. Go watch, leave a like. Go at least open the tab. All my friends are shit at CS, hard to rank up. You just have to play solo queue and just... you have to carry though, even in solo queue. You play Face It or what? Premier and Face It? Good, good. What level you have Face It now? Was a 5 video? Good. Please CS stream? Yes, but not now, obviously. Now I'm trying to make money here. CS doesn't pay. CS paid, I play it. Price action versus ICT would be amazing stream to watch. How would you even set that up? No, bro. We're not creating controversy. This is like... The people are so butthurt in the trading industry, bro. They're so butthurt. Have you seen the beef that goes on in this industry? Like people just calling out each other. It's like they do it almost on purpose. Old account was 7, about to hit 8, but hard stuck level 5. Damn. Need to carry. I don't play enough though. I don't play enough to rank up. You need to, like, if you want to rank up fast, you need to play at least like 3 games a day. At least 3 games a day. Really? Yeah, bro. Oh man, what is going on here, man? Don't tell me it will fill my LTA if no 5-minute close below as well. Don't be like, but listen, I'm actually not surprised on GJ. GJ is just being weird like that. So, oh, that's gold. Never mind. I'm going nuts, bro. I'm actually going nuts. This is what these market conditions are doing to me. I'm actually going absolutely bananas. It still makes sense though. Both look the same. GJ has the same trade here. But I'd say GJ looks less bearish than gold because GJ reached target. GJ reached target. Bro, you marked the 15 support, which is 4-hour support. Let's have a look. This old 4-hour, I don't care. It's been crossed through twice. But we can see it maybe reacted off it recently. So we are reacting off it. So I'm going to give you guys benefit of the doubt. Look at the rejection. I would say if we break that wick again, it will break through. DAX, how are we doing DAX? DAX creating consolidation before market open here. Hopefully market open gives a clean close above here to trade back to these highs. What do you think about market condition in 2024 and today? I think 2024 overall was a harder year. A lot of inconsistencies. Very difficult times, but at the end of the day, like, I was still traded consistently through it, but it was definitely more navigating. But 2023, it's because I'm comparing to 2023. In 2023, I used to trade GJ specifically. It was breakout trade after breakout trade. Every day you come to the charts, buy, continuation, huge volume, very simple stuff. So if I'm comparing to 2023, yeah, 2024 was harder. But 2025, January, February has been full clean, man. Like easy. Not easy, but I mean, like, it's just you got setups weekly towards the end. And now the beginning of March, it's been pretty tough. Not tough in terms of trading itself, but just in terms of actual market conditions. So that's a good thing, though, because you're not losing. GJ still does that sometimes. That's my point. So in 2024, there will be times where it does it and then you capitalize. But then there's times where it's just really crap and you have to stay out. Harry, if you don't mind me sharing GBP CAD, it's expecting to retest the high. It has also broken previous high structure from a few months ago. It could go back to 2016 highs. GBP has been very strong, but this is all driven by the money flow. We've seen into the GBP and euro. So keep that in mind. If that changes, it will start to reject. Can you be profitable by watching your YouTube videos while practicing following your streams? If you're less on cash to buy your mentorship program, if you don't have $50 to pay in a month, okay, and this is me being nicest in the most realistic way, you probably don't want to think about trading with real money for now. Because if you can't afford $50 in a month, then you shouldn't be trading with real money, because what are you going to put your real money to? Funded account is going to cost more. You shouldn't be extending yourself like that. Even a personal account, of course, will cost a lot more than $50. So if $50 is not something you can afford, then your goal is to be not actually practicing with any form of real money, because I think minimum deposit in most brokers these days, like legitimate brokers, are like $100 anyways. And what I'm talking about, that's a fee per month, right? So it equates to like $1.8 per day. So I'd really recommend that you just focus on the process at that time and not look to even trade live for now. So yeah, but to become profitable, it's going to be dependent on you. So depends how long it can take. You know, it will depend. Sometimes you'll be able to do it. Some people, I mean, if you want something faster, you definitely need someone helping you. Stream and YouTube will definitely give you enough information to be on the right foot 100%. But the key thing is application. If you're applying things wrong, it's bad. That's why I'm happy to give the information for free. People can have seen great success with that information, but I've seen faster and more consistency with people, of course, who is directly in an environment where I can coach and where I can speak to them directly and give direct feedback, you know. So that's the problem, is you won't be able to receive feedback. So you can definitely learn, but if you can't be self-reflective and give good feedback, it's just going to take longer, which is fine. Get a job, save some money for trading. Yeah, you need, you know, in life, guys, you need multiple sources of income. You need multiple sources of income, because this is what's going to really drastically change. Trust me. For me, I used to be the one big income guy. That was always my goal. Right? Because I got that in crypto, like literally hit it big with crypto. And then I'm like, shit, this is great. That's what I need to focus on. But then when I realized, like, think about it, guys. If you have $5,000 coming from trading, you have $5,000 coming from a business, you have $3,000 coming from a side hustle, you have $500 coming from an investment, you have another $1,000 coming from, like, all of that, you suddenly end of month, your pockets cash flow is good. Instead of just being like, I need to make $20,000 from one source. Now, the difficult thing is you need to be able to give something big attention. Now, but that's how you just manage your lifestyle. So to build an income source, it will need to be work in the beginning, then you become consistent, then you're generating XYZ per month. Okay? Then you build the other income source, etc., etc. Harry, can you take $100 to $1 million with your strategy? I need a little bit of luck with that as well, just to not hit a loss. I would be able to do that, but I need luck. And I will tell you, if there was a 1% chance I could take 100 to $1 million, I would do it. I would do it, because with a 1% chance, that would have to risk $100,000 to make $1 million. For me, that's a great risk to reward. It's a 1 to 9. You know, that's a 1 to 9. A 1 to 9 risk to reward, I would take any day. So it's probably a 0.01% chance that that's happening. We did close above, boys. We did close above here on the 15. I just went to check that. So closing above on the 15 here on gold. Yeah, making it tough, man. Making it tough. Wow. This is like a little bit boring, if I'm being honest. GJ did close below, but this would have been a trade even with a deep top wick, because 26 pips, actually it has 25 here, possibly with deep top wick. Yeah, deep top wick, you can have, this could have been an option here with deep top wick. Yeah, especially with no 5 structure. Yeah, deep top wick, I think this would be, you know. Gold is starting to look like the typical London consolidation. Yeah, these past few weeks have been pretty nasty overall in the markets. It seems like you have to trade 24/7 and just keep taking all the setups until one plays out, you know. Let's hope some DAX gets some volume, man. I mean, yesterday it was definitely not a problem of volume yesterday. So let's hope that DAX gets some volume. Like, as long as there's volume, today we're mixed bias. So whether we go up or down, there's opportunities. Whether we go up or down. How does the Tradesharpe indicator work? It shows mixed bias in every time frame. Yeah, of course, because it's not dependent on time frame. It's dependent on your session bias. It's not a time frame bias. It's a session bias. So it's going to tell you what your session bias is. What is the bias for that session? I think I missed your explanation of the NY trade yesterday. Whitefield, can you please do a short re-explanation? Yeah, after stream, bro. Will be better when we're discussing that. So we can discuss that a little bit. Just remind. It's a better time to do that. We can actually go through it a bit better. And people who listen to the explanation, then they can just hop off or whatever. Or hear it. But yeah, we can definitely go through it again. 752 could be slightly better option. 752. You mean 5-4? Yeah, 5-2. Yeah, I get what you mean. I wonder, man, but it's like, you know, you're playing with fire at that spot. But yes, it can be a better option. We'll keep an eye. I would say this is definitely a riskier option. I get what you mean, but you know, you need perfect close here, huh? You need a very good close, good bottom wick. But yeah, you're right. If you do get the perfect close, it will make sense, yes. What's your views on BTC? Now good time to buy after hitting support level? I don't think it's a long-term buy yet, but I do think that we could see a bounce. We've already seen the bounce from that support level. Riskier markets just generally feel like you have to search hard for tradable ranges. Exactly. It's like you're actually somewhat forcing. And the strange thing is, if you force trades, what's really crazy is from hindsight, if you look back at a session, you see options. But when you sit through that session, those options are all weird. Something weird happens in those options. Like it randomly pushes, or like you have to take 2 or 3 of the same options for one to play out. What I mean by that is, let's say we go with the aggressive option above here. First time it fails. New York, it fails. Some random time after London close, it gets above again. That time it goes. So it's really hard to time the markets, because kind of similar to yesterday on GJ, to time this move down we had on GJ yesterday. Let me get back on a 15. To time this move we had down yesterday on GJ was hard. It was hard to time this move down because previously it's been ranging. Then we saw the same ranging action. Randomness again. You know? So it's kind of like, okay, it worked here, which makes you hopeful for this next part of trading ranges. It looks like we're starting to build volume, but then it gets stuck into that choppiness. So this is what's been tough, is timing it. Do you use volume tools to identify reflection areas? You mean by reaction areas? No, I use high time frame zones and support and resistances. They are highly accurate as well. Wow, gold retested the high here. Rejected immediately. We could get the next 50-minute closing below as well. But yeah, it's not a bad idea above here. Just give me a second, guys. I'll go to the toilet, come back. All right, we back. I was actually thinking, like, these are the times they're super boring. Like, I hate it. It's like actually making me impatient. But in the past, this is what made me unprofitable in the past. Because in these type of things, when there's no options that really do follow your plan, I would go crazy in these times, taking trades, thinking like I just have to force it and lose. So all the profits I would have made in January, February, take me the same type of scenario 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I'm losing that. Giving it back. Now, I would still be profitable in it, but I would give back. That's the problem. So part of being profitable is the ability not to give back. Because you can be profitable, you can make money in the markets, but then you can give that back. And that's where it makes you kind of like break-even trader, you know, and not generating that consistent profits. But I appreciate you guys showing up even when the market's a little bit slower. My apologies for that, but I can't control that. We've had some amazing trades and they will continue to come. Just let's see if we can get some volume here, boys. Those who leave now because they are bored that there's no trades, they'll miss all the good trades, trust. I always see this. Then they come back like 3 weeks later to the stream and they're like, you guys took all trades, oh man. And then they just get so frustrating. What advice would you give someone that's still learning about those market conditions that seem hard even for, it's not hard market conditions, it's just you can't do anything about it. Which it's not hard, it's not like it's not like we came to the charts every single day for the last week and every day it's just loss, like nothing works, you know? So that would be hard market conditions. This is just generally boring. So as a beginner trying to learn, it's teaching you a massive lesson that you have to stay patient, and this is the time where you will start losing, because look, every option I would have taken would have lost. You know what I mean? This is just to show the consistency, showing up, discipline, and being able to know when to trade and when not to trade. And it's pretty simple when you have a setup rules, you know? Until how long do you think stocks will be? I think we're going to transition of a bit of a bear market. Yesterday there was a sell setup on DAX during NY that I took, just needed to be patient. Yeah, that's it, man. Look at this. This is starting to move here. 4 minutes till we have the open here. So we kind of have to wait for the open. Do you prefer CFDs over futures? I have this video here. Why I trade and what I think about it compared to futures. It's not that I prefer, it's just I like to trade GBP JPY sometimes, and you know, I like to have it all on one brokerage. But if you watch this video, to explain, it's not, if you're someone who trades, let's say, indices and gold, then might as well just trade futures, you know, especially if you're in US. All the strategy, everything's the same. There are benefits and drawbacks, but you can watch that video, will help. This would be valid if it closed like this. So what we could have here, guys, is since there's not been too much volume recently, yesterday what we saw is we saw London Open give a bottom wick, right? We saw London Open give a bottom wick. Today we can see London Open give the same bottom wick. So if it closes above here, we get a bottom wick. That'll be enough liquidity. I would have confidence that at least we could reach these highs and then see what happens there. Hopefully a push through, as I believe the stop loss will be a little bit bigger than 25. We probably have to run by that time around 38, 37. Got this warning. Server, this message is prevented by Probot. Yeah, you probably tried to upload some sort of coding file, bro. It just blocks coding files. So what are you trying to send is my question. It's a screenshot. Just send the link. Go to the camera icon here, top right. Send the link. just probably the way it saved the screenshot. Blocked it. Hi, was setup 1 not valid on gold breaking key levels? No, it wasn't, because we were at that 1 hour resistance. You can see the reaction we had from that 1 hour resistance, very harsh. So it wouldn't have even given you a 1-to-1 there. But we're trying to make our way back above the 1 hour resistance. We could start to leave that. 1 hour looks quite nice actually, like almost a setup 3 here. 30-minute looks like it will cook something as well. The US economy is going through radical changes. Trump cutting government on levels never seen. Democrats caught stealing billions by Musk. Trade wars, possible recession, or balanced budget in a year. I think that's exactly. And we see stock market, like this is the first time stock market has taken a dump like this in a very long time. You know, so first time stock market has taken this type of retracement here. Last time we took it was like, I mean, even this was not as big, I feel. You know, and this was a quick one. This is more of a dragged out one. So we're just seeing like participants don't know where to put their money because they're not putting it in gold because gold is too high. They're not putting it into, you know, so we're just seeing that type of action. Look at this rejection here. So we're seeing it retest the resistance. All right, London Open here. London Open bottom wick, no close above. It's not the yet think, I don't think. Yeah, I put that webinar. Check the webinar, man. The webinar is insane. The webinar is really good. It speaks about like long term. I think we're in a little bear market. But check this close below, right? Just back in the range. This is why we wait for closures. Like, if anything, this is why closures are so important. Imagine you just took a random buy. You'd be crying right now, man. Immediately stop you out. Like, just last minute, last seconds, basically. Look at that 1 minute candle. Not today. Down. Let's say 1 hour candle has closed doji-ish. Yeah, you call that a doji. Below the 1 hour resistance here. 30-minute doji. 50-minute weak bullish. So nothing really much to do with this until we get above, realistically. We can get this wick fill here, but I don't know if I consider this tapped or not. Technically, it's very close. We're gonna see. Let's see GBP JPY trying to create some supports in this consolidation range. Gold might get above 1 hour candle. So inside this range, we don't want to touch it. We're going to get chopped in here. I'm trying to think if we get a close above here, is that enough? Just above this resistance instead of the bigger resistance. We're gonna see. So many lines on the chart. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. And this line here was not even needed. There's 4 lines on the chart, brother. Not much. Here there's 1, 2 lines. So it's not much. Liquidity grab up. I wonder if these sells could make sense below here in 2 minutes. Unless we dump through. Let's see how it forms here. Each line is a life in this game. Definitely does help. With all those lines, where do you trade? That's exactly proving the point of why it's making it hard to trade, because that's showing that our ranges are small. So you just answered your own question, and now you see how important lines are, because now you're like, aha, now it makes sense. Because if my lines are closer to each other, that means that there's no range to trade. No 1 minute, 70 point SL, it's tough. Yeah, we know it's tough, bro. We know it's tough. Such a bad range as well. Like, you just have to force everything. To make us feel better. Well, now it's going and doing this. So we are getting some volume down here. Next clean range is also below here. This is not a bad range here. We could get a close below here and look for a continuation trade. By the time it closes below, I would expect 1 minute at least to create some structure. Otherwise, you just have to rip the lows and pray. Which is... ripping the lows, I know what happens when I rip the lows. I lose. Especially with no 1 minute structure. We have previous 1 hour. Yeah, man, we have no real clean ranges, Tony. Like, everywhere where we sell today, there will be something there. There'll be something there. I will buy there. Yeah, who's the one who's gonna sacrifice for us? We need someone to sacrifice. I was in a buy earlier, closed before the opening. Oh, thank God, man. That would have been that would have been nasty. I'll be your liquidity. Thank you, brother. We appreciate the sacrifice. Gold is slowly but surely coming back into that zone. $30 is the time frame where it looks the cleanest, like very clean on 30. 15 even looks a little bit troublesome. So here's the pullback that was gonna come. You know, I've always thought to myself, what about buying this type of reaction from here? It's just so hard to know when. You know, DAX could do it from here, But normally when the open does some BS like this, no pullbacks, there's always a pullback that comes at some point, and it's significant enough to catch a scalp. Always significant enough to catch a scalp. New setup, not a new setup, just something I've noticed on DAX. It only works kind of on DAX. Tax 1005 candle strategy. What's a 1005? If gold break 1 hour, it's advisable to buy. I won't advise that type of thing. I would advise a close. Depends. I mean, you'll run 1 hour stops. Just make sure there's enough risk reward. I mean, with 1 hour stops, 60 pips for 40, it's just a little bit less. You'll have to close negative risk to reward. But the trade makes sense, yes. But it's negative risk to reward. 5 minutes for the close here. 5 minutes. 30 pips to here. We have 20 pips. To there is 34. 33 actually. We need a good push. We need a good push for it to happen. I don't like that there's no fives. What do you think about Apex funding as a beginner? As a beginner, you shouldn't be trying to pass a funding challenge. You shouldn't be trying to pass a funding challenge as a beginner. You should be focusing on the skill, because the skill is going to pass you the challenge, not you buying the challenge. The 1 minute's going crazy on gold. Yeah, I can see the wick sits for me. This really doesn't like this level. That 1 hour that we had from this morning, I'm telling you, there's a reason why I marked it. Really doesn't like it. Need something above it, in my opinion. A close, just to leave that level. You taught me patience. Oh, with how the market's been like this, even I'm teaching myself patience. Like, holy shit, man, I'm fall asleep with this shit. Like, it's really, like, actually gives me anxiety. Like, it's so annoying, bro. But it's just, you have to go through it, because you like wake up every day to do a job, you know, and you really want to. It's nice to print money from a screen, I'll tell you that much. But this is the you know, this is what we have to sacrifice. You know, I'm very blessed to be able to show up for 75% of the time publicly and print money from a screen over multiple positions, like huge amount of positions. Like, imagine all of these are live or done in front of everybody, you know. And the reason is because I have the power to sit through these times. I have the power to sit through these times and execute on my edge. You know, look at DAX. DAX is just being super random. But this is enough liquidity to continue up. If this closes above, I don't see why it doesn't continue. If it doesn't continue, then, man, then we're just stuck. We're stuck. Gold is also looking good. 5 minute bearish candle here also closed. 2 minutes for this. Gold might close before DAX. Keep an eye on gold. Starting to rip here. I hope it doesn't push much more. The whole market is doing something together. I've noticed this these last few days. Everything moves together. DAX moving together, GJ as well popping up here. Look at GJ, same candle. So weird. It's so weird. There's like just one big player who's doing all of this, you know, which makes it hard. Let's just see what we have. 57 seconds here. I need 57 seconds. Gold, I need 57 seconds. 48 seconds for it to chill for 48 seconds. That's what I asked for it now. It's making the range smaller and smaller, you know. 34 for 42 up here. This 4-hour level 28. We already have to push it, but can't push anymore here. We need it to relax. I will need a bottom wick next candle. I can't push anymore. Let's see, this is pretty deep, this close here. I don't know if it's worth it, man. Fuck, man. It's like, yes, we could get paid, but it's gonna be negative risk to reward here. We're looking at about a 37 pip stop loss for a 25 pip target. You'd be breaking your rules. Can I run a smaller stop loss? It has a bottom wick. It has a bottom wick. Oh, man. I feel like in these conditions, maybe you just have to do it. Take the negative just to get paid. Yeah. You might just have to take the negative risk reward in these conditions just to get paid. The problem is if you lose, you're losing full. I mean, you can't manage this trade here. Can we go half risk? No, because if you have negative risk to reward and you go half risk, you're really making nothing. You make like 0.25%, 0.3%. It's very hard to make, you know, 0.3% but risk more, you know. So you have to risk at least 1% on this position. But I really feel like this in this type of condition, I need to force it. I need to force a position. Just for the, you know, just... It's so... It's like, you know, you're on the edge here, man. You're on the edge because I feel like these conditions, if you don't force it, you just get no option. Like, you have to ignore some of the stuff here, and that's the way to trade it. But I guess I'm late now anyways. I should have forced it before. Yeah, I should have forced it. I know I should have forced it. It's not FOMO. You have to force these conditions. I know these conditions. You just have to force it. Can't 4-hour be a watch zone? Highly likely it probably would reject, because look at the 5-minute. We haven't had any real real pullback. So you really want to wait for this you know, to just get what you can take out of this. You are surprising me. This is a new development. What do you mean new development? Forcing? It's the way to get paid in these conditions. You have to take the risk. Otherwise, you just make the option not to trade at all, which is totally fine option. But Like, I know I can challenge myself to make money even in these type of times. You know what I mean? Like, this is a different level of thinking. For a beginner, no, but at my level, I know, like, I can still make money even in these times. You know? And the way to make money in these times is to just force a little bit when there's one option. Like yesterday, if I forced yesterday, would have been good. If I forced today, I would have been in profit. Now the interesting thing is I would have braked even here. So I'm just playing in my head how this would have played out, because it at least gives you a chance to make profit. That's what you need, is you just need the chance, and then you can make a decision. Because right now I would just be break even. I have no choice but to be break even because it tapped a resistance. And the 1 minute, if I'm being honest, looks like it would tap me out break even here. Unless it's just some magical volume comes in right now. This rejects like this and flies. Just draw a box at break even just to see how it would have played out. With spread, you probably be entered maybe like best case scenario there at the top of my box. So we'll just put it best case scenario. Market playing with Harry's discipline? No, I'm still disciplined, but this is the way to make money in these conditions. See? I'm telling you. It's not about discipline. It's otherwise why show up if I'm not gonna? I should just go and enjoy myself instead of losing my mind. Like you can make money in these conditions. You just need to. It's not even that bad. It's just you need to accept negative risk reward. I really like to avoid negative risk reward long term. You know, I just like to avoid it, but you can in these type of scenarios. At least you make something, 0.5%. But the problem is you lose everything. You know, you lose the full 1%. Unless you get a chance to manage. You know. So yeah. GJ is just as bad. Look at that. GJ gonna break your heart. 56 pip stop loss. You can get away with 50 pip stop loss, but there's no chance. DAX, I mean, that was even smaller. DAX is going to eat everyone up here, I'm seeing. Oof, that's nasty. How many people do you think press buy here? How many people do you think press buy here? And how many people do you think press sell here? Man, do you guys see this? You know how many people press sell break of this low and how many people press buy break of that high right now? I'm telling you. You know how many people just got cooked? That's so nasty. That's so nasty, bro. I'm so glad I didn't take anything on DAX. DAX would have like really played with emotions because you would have ripped a sell here, got in profits, then lost. Unless you have a break-even strategy. And then you would have, since it's mixed bias, you take the buys. You're like, yes, buys should play out. This should be the liquidity grab to play up. No, not today. Not today. Now it's creating support again. Wow. I was gonna say I would love to see, oh, wrong color. This would be a valid sell, by the way, guys, huh? If this closed below like this. We're breaking this structure and this structure, double structure break. Stop loss above the high. Target this level, see what happens at this support. And then look ultimately to get down to this support here. This would be used as a break-even point. It's enough to, it's more than enough. I think it's like 20 points. 20 points to get to break even. Get to break even there, and then allow volume to hopefully do you some magic. That's it. That would be the plan. That plan can still happen though. Even if this closes bullish here, we could still get the... Even if this closes bullish and the next one closes below, even gives you more confirmation. Because price has created a support, failed that support, and closes below. Dax rejects that 15. It will look very nice if it closes below afterwards. This 15 here, yeah, it would be nice. It would give it more confirmation. But we need this candle to flip here. To be honest, we also have to keep in mind it might just want to chop. Mr. Lobster. Why not changing your level when price makes a new one on higher time frame? I do change my levels. What swap? It's a swap fee. Normally when you hold a trade overnight, you have swap fees. You see what I mean about gold, guys? It's enough to get paid. You see? You see? It's enough to get paid. Now, probably not full. Yeah, 1-to-1 for sure. Not a 1-to-1, but it's enough just to be paid. The risk is higher, but that's how these conditions are. Because the idea makes sense. You're just taking more risk. If it loses, you're losing more than you will win. But the idea is that it still doesn't reduce the probabilities that you should win more. It's just like one loss is going to take away 2 wins. That's what's going to happen. But you still get paid, right? Because you can avoid as much loss as possible. Like there, boom. Now you could trail, right? Let's say now original stop loss was around 36. You're up about 25. Yeah, 10 pips away, but you close there. You would secure here, yeah, 4-hour resistance, definitely. I wouldn't be greedy, especially with no 5-minute significant pullbacks. If there was good 5-minute structure, I think you could trail. You could trail here, but with just being the fact I want to be paid, I would close there. I would just close there. Wasn't original stops around 34 pips? 36, yeah. 2 pips more. That's what I mean. It's not that bad, right? 36 for 25 you can get away with, you know? 36 for 25. 37. Let's say 37 here. We would have put it with some spread below. So 37 for 25. It's not the best, but you still get paid something. You maybe make what there? 0.7? 5? I don't know what percentage around 12 pips is of the position. Should be around 25%. So you make, yeah, 0.75. 0.75%, not bad. Not bad, not bad, right? Now the risk is you lose 1% to make 0.75 long term. If you're losing that, it's unprofitable. But this is not the worst trade. You have the probabilities there. Yeah. What the hell is DAX doing, man? This is crazy. I feel like taking a buy here. Like this has to be the time it goes, right? Like it grabbed liquidity twice now. There's no, again it will do it, you think? 15-minute close above? Like I'm saying, if 15-minute closes above in the next minute and this is not enough liquidity, I don't know. I think that's valid. I think I will try that 15-minute close above. Stop loss just back in the range somewhere. I'll find somewhere to put stop. Oh, great. Always makes it tough. No 1 minute here as well. Okay, next 5 minute. Next 5 minute. Next 5 minute I'll take. Not this one, next one. We'll give even better stops. Bro, look at this 1 minute, bro. Look at it. Like, you have to run 80 pip stops. Like, you have no choice. You have to run the 80 pip stops. Let's see the bottom wick. Maybe 80 pip stops can be worth it. If there's a good bottom wick, we can put smaller stop loss. Be a little bit aggressive. Let's see, let's see. We need a bottom wick anyways for 1 minute structure anyways. So 30 is closing above here. 30 just closed above. 15 closed below the resistance, but 30 closed above. So on 30 it's valid, but I'm not running this 30-minute stop loss. It's way too big for me. 160 points. I could run it here for 55, but that, if look guys, I want to show you something. If I run the 55 stop loss, look at on 1 minute. It's literally nowhere. Like, that's so easily to get stopped here for 55. So I rather wait for something to leave this range, more importantly. If something can leave this range would be good. Yeah, see? Telling you, this is the opportunity there. Yeah, did it. Wow. No pullbacks as well, huh? Look at that. Very smooth. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you just have to gamble a little bit. Not gamble, but just fuck it. Go in hard. I know it's super uncomfortable feeling, which is fine. If you don't do anything, it's also fine. But you will lose these, and you just have to accept that they will lose because of no pullback. But, you know, it's kind of a risk it for the biscuit. I'd be pissed if I lost gold, but you have to take that risk. That's the only way to be paid in this. Same thing we do on DAX right now, right? If DAX was to close above, you'd have to take that risk. But DAX could easily fake out and we lose the trade. Can't be pissed there. It's just, I'll actually, in that scenario, I get very unlucky because everything would have gone correct, but the one I choose to go in loses. But that's the risk you have to take. And that's it. You know, this is just a small adaptation to be more risky. Because think about it, yesterday on GJ, if I was more risky, I would have been able to get in on the earlier position. If I was, so it's just about being that more risky is going to be better. As uncomfortable as it feels, you just have to do. I mean, the only other option is just you just sit out and wait for easier things. But you might be sitting out for a while, you know. That's it, man. That's it. That's the way to treat it. I probably should just reduce my risk so I don't hesitate. If I reduce my risk, what do I lose? Like, if I lose, I'm still managed. And if I win, I still make money. Like, this is just as interesting. Like, that would make sense for me. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Space. Even GJ is not getting the continuation, huh? Yeah, it does look good, but your stop loss placement is a problem. I should have trailed that gold buy instead of jumping out so fast with small profit. Just didn't want to take an L. Yeah, it's always in trading. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda, though, right? Fact is, you made a decision. You came out that decision profitable. What more can you really do long term? You know, you see what I'm saying? You can't beat yourself up with woulda, coulda, shouldas, because otherwise we would have all said, let's buy. Why didn't we buy Bitcoin in 2013? I'm sure at that time, you know, we could have. Even $1,000 in that would have made a massive difference. So there's always going to be woulda, coulda, shoulda. I was 2 years old. Yeah, you're a different story, bro. Taking negative RR during this period is not bad. That's what BE for. Yes, it's just you have to. It's just what you have to deal with. Can you elaborate more on how you should be more aggressive with negative RR? Like, don't let negative RR put you off in these positions. And it's been showing that, because look at these positions here. I was away from look. Here if I just secured both at 0.5 RR, negative RR, but this was the beginning of these conditions, I would have made 1% here. So I would have easily made plus 1%, even a little bit more. So it's just because the ranges are not giving us much. So there's no, like today gold would have given a 1-to-1 actually, you see? Would have given it, but it's okay not to allow that to scare you off a position that there's not enough range. Like, just accept a little bit less negative risk to reward. I mean, for all these traders who target 10 pips and close, I'm up 10 pips, I'm out, you know, these conditions won't affect them. But when you're actually looking to get paid, because if I just secured at 10 pips, I won't make any money, right? On gold, if we wait for pullback, gold is done, man. That was the trade. That was the trade. 15-minute close above. You're in that or you're not. That was the trade. That's what I mean. You have to go. How about regarding 15? Why just go be there? It seems very close to entry. Only choice you have, right? That's my point. If you want, you have to just take these things. And if it's very close to entry, let it hit it, go break even, get stop break even, move on. At least you give it a shot, because a day like today, the time you gave it the shot, it pays. The day like yesterday on GJ, the time you give it a shot, it pays. It's just the adaptation you have to make. You're not breaking a plan. You're just not waiting for better trades with better range. You're just going with shittier ranges and more risk in that trade. Doesn't mean the plan is bad. You didn't not wait for a 15-minute close above. You're not trading in a non-LTA zone. You're not trading without random structure. Like, you're still following the plan. It's just you're adapting to say it's okay if it's a little bit tight. It's okay if I have less range. It's okay, blah blah blah, you know? You're taking those excuses, and that's in this type of scenario when we have the small range. Like right now, if DAX was to close above here on a 5-minute, yeah, it would be a buy break of high. But your break-even zone is only 12 points away, but that's the choice. Like, you just have to take it, taps the break-even, go break-even, stops your break-even, and even if it flies to TP later, doesn't matter. The chances is you have to give yourself a shot. You have to give yourself a shot. You know? And if you lose, it's fine. You're just going to lose a couple of percent. You know, it's not like you're going to lose like 20%, 15%. You might lose maybe 4% if things really go wrong, you know, throughout the month. But 4%, you make that back in a month easily, you know. Not easily, but, you know, you'll be able to make that back. 4%. The thing is that you just don't expect that side of the coin. For example, today, yesterday, if I went aggressive of GJ, I would have won. Today, if I went aggressive on gold, I would have won. So you're not actually losing then. So you don't have to worry about that 4% minus if it was to happen. Because it's giving you opportunity that's actually playing out. You risk 2% now? No, of my account a little bit more. I think this volume disbalance is due to daylight saving. What do you think? It definitely has an effect on it. So yeah, it definitely, historically it has affected it, but we have seen these conditions before daylight saving. Possibly it could be people trying to adjust to daylight saving. It's not a volume disbalance, it's a range disbalance. We're just lacking the range. I'm waiting for this 5-minute closure and then I'm out. Really doing my head in this. Cheers, John. I mean, if I look at gold on my broker, it doesn't look particularly healthy, you know? Like, you have to give it a shot, but normally, like, let's be honest, guys. Like, and this is where you have to be honest with yourself. Like, you think it's a great idea to buy after all these candles? Like, we were buying here. This was the buy here. You know? Like, you think it's a great idea? Like, not really, man. It's not really a great idea. You know, all of these bullish candles, it's like, you know, if... I would definitely say that's a reason why it would lose, you know? But that's my point. Is there no way to change MT5? No, I don't know how to change it for that, what you asked for. Yeah, that could work with structure. Looking for DAX to close above here in 2 minutes. A very aggressive sell would be a close below here. Don't trade strategy, but regardless, it's nice to trade with you and the community. Yeah, of course, I enjoy it as well. I'd be going nuts otherwise. For the 5-minute sell idea, do we watch the previous zones? No, you won't. But it's a shitty sell, by the way. It's like, look at these. The area here is very bad to sell in. You're just trading in the range. This way I always lose money on DAX trading in the range. You wanted to leave either this ranges for me. It's just terrible. Only option was gold. Yeah, it's like I said, gold was the option there. Just need to kind of just be like a little bit bigger balls there and go. Like you're only getting one option per session these days, but I just need a little bit bigger balls there just to trust that candle a little bit more. It's hard to trust that candle, like don't get me wrong, but that's the real reality of trading here, you know. No one's gonna talk about this type of stuff, you know. Even at my level, sometimes I don't trust things, you know, because of the way it's forming. Why? Because maybe these guys don't have the same amount of, you know, expectations or pressure, or maybe they, you know, they don't care how much they're risking per trade. But when I care how much, when I care about my own stats, when I care about how I trade, yeah, it definitely matters for me to take good options. Definitely matters. Look, guys, if DAX closes above here, I will try a buy. But I want to end stream here just to keep the streams around the same time. It's also getting a little bit late here. We have the 4-hour close in about 15 minutes. Remember that? And that's it, man. That's it. I mean, my apologies. I appreciate you guys showing up to stream. It's very nice, even when the markets are a little bit tougher, that you guys still show up. I hope you still do. If you leave, then that is your choice. At the end of the day, think about it. We've had freaking crazy moves. We've had amazing trades, and they will continue to come. But those who can stay patient during these times and wait for the times where we're killing it, that is the way that you will profit long term and learn the best here. Like I said, there are trades. I just need a little bit more balls to execute on those trades, which is fine, and that's just a personal thing I need to do. It's not the strategy. You can see the strategy working. It's nothing else. This is where people will change their strategy. They will change the way they trade because they think that there's other options. There's options. Today there was a trade on gold. Yesterday there was a trade on GJ. You would have had 2 back-to-back trades. But it's about, do you have the balls? Because those type of trades would punish you in the past. So it's tough. You either make a decision not to trade, or you have a little bit more balls and go. Personally, unfortunately, I've been always on the more risk-adverse side. I've been on the side of the trade where I am more hesitant to take trades. I'm a safe trader, which in times like this, yeah, I get punished a little bit. I have to stay patient. But I think long-term being a safe trader is not always a bad thing. So, yeah, I appreciate you all. Take care. And yeah, let's pick it up from tomorrow, guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. And yeah, much love. Take care. Tradesharpe. Catch you guys soon. Those in the exclusive saying bye, we still have the exclusive Zoom running, so you guys can chill. Just in case you're new. So yeah, take care all, and speak to you guys soon. All right, peace.